there, I'm Trisha and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be talking about books and music in the New Wave book tag. This tag was created by Bridget from Bridget M Books. I will link her video in the description box down below if you've not done so. Check out her channel. She is a delight, and we're going to get right on into the tag. Number 1, Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, a book you found unforgettable. So this isn't a book per se, it is actually a play that I absolutely adored, and it's Red Light Winter by Adam Rapp. Red Light Winter is about two guys that go to the red light district, and they are there because one of them is really torn up about a breakup that he had and he's trying to get over it. His best friend has taken him to the red light district to pick up a prostitute to help him get over this girl. He himself happens to be engaged, and in order to feel comfortable with sleeping with the prostitute, she and this man spend some time together talking while the best friend goes out and wanders the city, and they end up sleeping together. He has fallen in love with her in the night that they spent together, and it is about what happens that night and what happens later on. I think it's about a year or two later after that night and the repercussions of that. I do have to say there is a trigger warning for sexual assault in here. This story, without giving it away, is incredibly heartbreaking, and this was a play that I really wanted to be in because I just felt that it was so profound. Not that it was like super deep, but it just hit me so thoroughly. So that was one that even years later, I have not been able to stop thinking about. Question number 2 is Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran, a book that you hunted down or has been really difficult to get a hold of. A book that I had a lot of trouble getting a hold of is actually one that I recently acquired that I had been looking for several years, and that is Witch Season by Jeff Mariotti. I butchered that. This is one that I read back in high school. It is actually a duo book. There's 4 books in this series, one for each season. So this one is summer and fall. This is one that I absolutely loved. It is about a young girl who stumbles across a male witch, or a male witch comes to her, and I don't remember too much more than that. All I know is that it was really heartbreaking in the end, and I really loved it, and I wanted to find the series again. But no matter how many times I searched for this in Google to try to find it, to buy it, when I worked at Barnes & Noble, I tried to find it there so that I could order it, and I tried to find it through Amazon. It wouldn't ever come up, and I had a really difficult time trying to find it. I just so happened to stumble across it without even looking for it when I was in Powell's in Portland recently, and then I have since found out that I could have gone on to Goodreads, clicked the little Amazon link, and it would have taken me to the Amazon page. Clicking the Amazon Buy Now button on the Goodreads page, that brought it up. Who knew? Number 3, Heart of Glass by Blondie, a book that broke your heart. I'm going to go with The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This is one that I was not expecting the ending to hit me as hard as it did. I know some people talked about it a little bit as an insta-love, but I was willing to forgive that. It didn't bother me too much. And the ending was something that I did not see coming, and the way that it was written was so beautiful and heartbreaking, and I really loved the ending of this book. Number 4, Once in a Lifetime by The Talking Heads, a book that you want to read once in your life before you die. So one that I know that I want to get to, I mean, there's lots, like, let's be real, we're all book nerds here. There are lots of books that we want to get to before we die. One that I keep coming back to that is not a classic is actually called Perfume, the Story of a Murderer. I am blanking on the author's name currently, but I'll pop up a picture. It is one that I watched the movie that was based off of it, and it was such a disturbing but beautifully done story, and I was enamored by it, and I wanted to read the book that the movie is based off of. For those of you who do not know, Perfume, the Story of a Murderer is about a man who, in Victorian London, I'm guessing, I could be completely wrong, he is born with this incredible sense of smell, and as he grows up, he smells something that he wants to replicate and wants to create the most amazing smell in the world that will capture the hearts of everybody. And it is very disturbing, but so beautiful in the way that the movie was shot, and I feel like the book will have something of the same degree. So it's one that I keep coming back to, definitely one I want to get to sometime in my lifetime. Number 5, Don't You Want Me by The Human League, a book that you really wanted to like but didn't. For this one, I guess I missed the train, or I was too old for it or something, but A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, not my jam. I remember watching the original movie with Jim Carrey. I was in middle school, I think it was in the 8th grade when that movie came out, and I wanted to read the books that it was based off of. And so I checked one out from the library and I started to read it, and I despised it. I wanted to like it so much because I liked the storyline, but I could not stand the way that it was written. I don't know if in 8th grade I was too old for it, but I felt that I was being talked down to, and it did not jive with me. Number 6, Head Over Heels by Tears for Fears, a book that you fell head over heels for. I was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did, but The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss is one that I just immediately fell for. I did the audiobook on this the first time that I read it, and I love the narrator. I didn't think I was gonna like it because it was one that so many people rave about, and I just loved it from the beginning, and I'm so excited to move on to the second one when I get a chance. Number 7, Rome by the B-52s, a perfect book to read while traveling. So this is one that I didn't think I was going to want to reread because I don't do a lot of contemporaries, as you guys know, and this is one that I read last summer because You've Got Mail is one of my guilty pleasure movies, guilty pleasure, and the book that I read last summer and I've been craving to read again recently is Alex Approximately by Jen Bennett. I picked this one as a perfect book to read while traveling because it is something that is really light and fluffy, isn't super heavy. While you're traveling, you want something that is going to be easy to get into. And the storyline on this is such a fun summary read, and it's like really easy to drop into. And so I feel like this is one that I equate with traveling, because when I think of traveling, I think of traveling on like a summer vacation with like a family road trip or something along those lines. And I think this would be a perfect book to read in some sort of situation like that. Number 8, My Best Friend's Girl by The Cars, a book that you jumped onto the bandwagon or your friends loved first. And for this one, I'm going to go with A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is one that I'm not putting on because I jumped on the bandwagon, but I picked this one up because Hannah from The Rainy Reader and Gabby from Gabs About Books both told me that I would really enjoy it. And so I ended up reading this one because they loved it first, not because I had any intention of jumping on the bandwagon. However, I surprisingly enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. All right, so that is it for the New Wave book tag. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of the books that I have mentioned here. Also, let me know a book that you would like to read sometime in your lifetime, because there are so many books out there that I know that we all want to get to, but what is like that one that you really want to get to that you haven't gotten to yet? And thank you to Bridget for making this tag. This was so much fun. Go check out her channel. And now is a perfect time, if you have not already done so, click that little subscribe button down below if you want to see more content from me in the future. And if you want to follow me elsewhere on the interwebs, I have all of my social media links in the description box down below. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!